welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another TC Live. My name is Lily. I'm your host and resident coordinator here on these TC streets. And updates, the podcast is coming back officially Monday. But stay tuned. It's also ending. It's ending and you'll see. But this is kind of like a live exclusive. If you do have any questions, drop them in the chat and I will answer them. If you just want to say hello, that's fine as well. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. But what's going on? So podcast episode dropping on Monday. Please join my newsletter. Visit transactioncare.com. That's pretty much the hub of where everything exists on how to contact me, how to work with me, how to learn about my services and whatnot, how to listen to old episodes of the podcast, as well as watch previous episodes of the podcast and my vlogs here on YouTube. Please subscribe as well. That helps and goes a long way. And yeah, so let me set up my other live stream as well. So give me a moment. But if you do have any questions, drop them in the chat. Always here to help. And here we go. We're live now on TikTok and YouTube. For some reason, I can't see the chat right now. So hold on while I open up the live stream on my channel. Actually, I can't do that. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. View channel. So, there we go. Had to turn the volume off. But day in the life of a real estate transaction coordinator. What have I been doing? So, working, I say so a lot. I just realized that. Honestly, Q4 is coming up. As each year goes by, it gets a little easier to be a business owner. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world, because it's not. It's not for the weak. It's definitely not for anyone that expects to make a lot of money in the beginning. When people say those first 5 years are the toughest, I believe them. Because as I approach year 7, I almost feel like those first 5 years were very much newborn, toddler-esque. And I'm really starting to form into who I am as a, oh shoot, sorry guys, I dropped you. Are you guys here? I had to set up my phone, but I really had to, really find my footing in those first 5 years. And I really hope that anyone watching my content or wanting to be self-employed, wanting to get into business for themselves, that it doesn't take you as long. I know we each have different lessons that we have to learn individually. But when it comes to being self-employed, I really do hope that you don't, it doesn't take you 5 years to find your footing like it has me. But that's okay. Everyone's journey is different. If I can help accelerate some parts of the business for you, then I've done my job. In terms of becoming a transaction coordinator in 2024, I really think that people who are serious about it, who are serious about entering the real estate world, that you should get your real estate license. If not leading into you working in the real estate industry, but at least within that first year of business, because there was a huge shift when I got my high crystal. There was a huge shift in myself, in my confidence, and in my business once I did get my real estate license, because prior to that, I wasn't taking myself seriously. I wasn't really looking at real estate as like a long-term career, because I didn't even plan on it being a job in the beginning. But as the years went on and it became more and more difficult to shake real estate, I realized that if I want to get out of this 9 to 5, I have to take myself seriously. And by that, it's either quit and start over or really see where this real estate journey is going to take me. And, you know, I did everything. I took the classes, I studied, but I got cold feet at the end and ended up failing my first time. But that second go around, I realized like, okay, don't sell yourself short. Don't look at this as like a test run. No, like you take it serious each and every time. And hopefully you can pass it the first time. But if you don't, you will the next time. And I did. I passed my real estate exam the second time. And I'm so grateful that I stuck with it. And I proved to myself that I'm more capable of accomplishing things that I set my mind to than I give myself credit for. So as long as I'm dedicated and committed to it, and I am willing to make some sacrifices along the way to achieve my goals, I'm going to be okay. And for those wanting to become a transaction coordinator, wanting to work for themselves, honestly, if you can't, excuse me, I have to sneeze. If you can't get your real estate license, take a business and marketing class. There's so much information on YouTube, marketing 101 on YouTube, business 101 on YouTube. Follow my content. I drop everything that I've learned, I've shared on my platforms. And if you're truly serious about transaction coordination and wanting to get the insides and outs, I recommend you joining my Patreon. I went back and forth about giving everything I got on social media, but it just doesn't seem to be hitting correctly, or I don't know, people just aren't receiving it, or maybe it's just not the right time. And I figured, you know what, I think it's just time I create a platform that's designated strictly for transaction coordination. And everything else we can still give on the podcast. We can still give on these live streams. We can still give. Oh my God. Bear with me, guys. I have to close my door. My neighbor owns a dog watching service, and these dogs, they were quiet all morning. Something happens around this time where they just go nuts. So let me close my door. I hope that helps. You guys probably can't hear it, but it is piercing. And I don't have pets. So it's not a sound that I enjoy hearing all day, every day. I don't know how people with pets deal with that. I also haven't had lunch, so I'm a little on the edgy side right now. But I would definitely take it very serious if you're ready to commit to real estate and be in this industry. Is like, get your license. Just get your license, because the confidence you will gain from that experience is worth more than the actual piece of paper. And I truly believe that. So don't focus so much on the piece of paper, the license. Focus on who you become after you get that license, or who you become as you're getting that license. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys, because if you want to take the next steps in your career seriously, whether it's in real estate, the medical field, creative field, and I'm talking to myself as well, but if I'm ready to take these things seriously, then I have to commit, and I have to do the steps that it requires and not skip any steps. So if that means I have to build community for the next 3 months until I can actually promote something or actually sell something, then I'll do that. Or if it's, maybe it's me becoming a realtor. I don't know yet. I don't know. There's so many different avenues that this can take you, but you have to just enter the game. You have to put yourself in, even if you don't think you're ready. But if you're taking the proper channels to get ready, like Sugar Free said, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And that's a motto that I truly subscribe to. And ultimately, it comes down to what you need, what you want, what your desired outcomes are, what your why is. Get those things in order and use that as a driving force to get you to where you need to get to. So if you want to become a transaction coordinator, consider those proper channels. Get your real estate license. It's not required anywhere in the world, but some brokerages do. So it depends, office to office. Some may require you to get a license, some may not. And I feel like the more real estate is starting to evolve, there will become more stricter rules or office policies that you'll start to see a trend of TCs being required to have a real estate license. So why not get ahead of the game now? I know everyone wants to make money quickly. They want to change their life quickly, but it doesn't happen overnight. My leap of faith took 2 years. It probably could have been sooner had I done more work on myself internally, but ultimately leaps of faith take a while to really subside, to really make sense, to really happen. So in order for me, thank you, Vicious, welcome. So in order for you to, be successful in anything you do, but I just happen to talk about real estate from my point of view, because that's the life I live in. But I feel like if I were to enter in any realm, if I were to shift careers, change my business plan to a whole different industry, I feel like I would still be successful because I put in the work, I put in the time, I put in the steps and the hours, the sacrifice. So I know if I were to start all over today, I would be much more better off because I have that experience, I have that knowledge, and I won't spend so much time dwelling on things because I've learned to remove a lot of the emotion from my decisions. I've learned to understand boundaries and communication. I've learned how to accept failure. I've learned how to celebrate my wins. I accept that my why truly is a difference maker. It is a driving force in this whole thing, because if I don't have a reason to do any of this, what's the point? And everyone's why is different. Everyone's driving force is different, but you have to get clear on that for you. Why do you want to get back in shape? Why do you want to own your own business? Why do you want time freedom, location independence? Because a lot of you, come here and you want to learn how to be a TC, and then I break it down, and then you're discouraged and realize there's more work than you had anticipated. So, okay, that's fine. Start small. Become a virtual assistant. Leverage the skills that you already have. Learn some new skills, develop them, and then start marketing yourself. I won't ever tell anyone to quit their 9-to-5. Use your 9-to-5 to invest in your future businesses, whether it's to pay for classes, to pay for books, to pay for subscriptions. Take advantage and leverage your 9-to-5 to support you in any other business ventures that you plan on taking. Because where else are you going to get that money if no one knows about your business? So that's definitely, I will always preach that, is like, know why you want to do this, get your money right, learn how to save your money and budget your money, know what your spending habits, know why you spend your money. And, this is if you intend on becoming a business. If you just want to have a 9-to-5, yeah, you should still know your number, know your spending. But ultimately, it comes down to like really changing your habits. I still struggle with certain parts of money and spending. And, there have been seasons where I didn't make a lot of money. And I've learned the most from that part of my life than I did ever from having the money, because the money can make you comfortable. It could kind of, put a blinder to your creativity and to the things that really resonate with you or that you're passionate about. We get complacent, we get comfortable, and we forget. And, of course, I would love to have hundreds and thousands of, in my bank account. But I also want to make sure I'm maintaining that drive to help people, that drive to show up and be present. You know what I mean? And even if it is from a beach. Sorry, my allergies are acting up. But excuse me. Oh, shoot. Ooh, okay. I just came from the store, so it was all windy outside. But where was I? If you are intending on pursuing entrepreneurship, if you are intending of pursuing real estate, approach it like a business. And if I say, approach it like a business, and you don't know what to do, then there's some work to do. I suggest joining my Patreon. Link is in the description. That's definitely one major resource, an affordable resource. There are courses out there that are available. I don't have a course just yet, but all of my training materials, um, digital downloads, worksheets are in my Patreon. So I've made it easier. You can also access one-on-one coaching with me in there. But if you book directly from the website, it costs more. So if you want a more affordable route to reach me, the Patreon is it. Whether you want access to me one-on-one in a group setting, if you want to just learn on your own, you can do it all within that platform. So transactioncare.com is my main hub and how to reach and learn all the information. But if you're on a super, super tight budget, or maybe you're still on the fence, subscribe, and follow. That's all I can say, because I'm dropping gems after gems after gems, and it's just up to you to catch it. It's up to you to catch it. Catch it. If not, it's going to go right over your head. And if you want me to get more specific, if you want to get on a one-on-one, we can do that as well. But it's important to organize your life and meet your blessings halfway. Otherwise, you're just going to keep missing. You're going to keep feeling like life is moving and you're not. You have to get out of your own way. I quit drinking for an entire year. I didn't see my friends for maybe I used to go out every single day, every single weekend. Didn't miss a beat. And then things started to change. People started to change. I started to change. And a lot of the people that I used to hang out with just didn't align with me. Some of them I started to realize they were terrible people that I was keeping around. And I had to make a decision, this is where I need to go in life. And if I don't take this opportunity to make these moves, I'm going to miss out on a huge blessing if I stick around and just keep partying. So I ditched those friends. I cut them off. And I moved on with my life. I quit my job. I got my stuff together. I started listening to different content. I started listening to people that I admired, whose lives that I didn't want to be like exactly, because I don't feel like we should idolize anyone. But I like to take bits and pieces from people's lives and see how I can either attain that or work towards that or create my version of that. And it's fun. It makes it fun. It's like a real life, Pinterest board. And that's just what's worked best for me, and for those wondering, would I go back to a 9-to-5? Would I go back to a 9-to-5? Yeah. Would I go back to a part-time job in-house? Yeah. I had to get myself back to a place mentally and emotionally to where I wasn't jaded anymore, where I wasn't feeling like work is the struggle. Work is terrible. No. I love working. This is a part of my work. And not every job or everything I do for my business is going to generate income immediately. It may just be me practicing my public speaking through these lives that leads to an opportunity outside of the platform, or that has nothing to do with transaction care or any of my podcasts, but it may change my life for the better. But if I'm not faithful to the work, then I'm not successful. Money is a part of it, but it's not all of it. And I'm still standing, and I've gone through everything. No money, negative money, a lot of money, debt, overdrafts, boots on my car, a car repossession, getting my car back, paying it off, traveling the world, traveling staycations, traveling all over my country, the United States. I've done it all, and I'm very fortunate that I didn't give up. I make room for all of the things that bring me joy. Everyone offers training for TC, but quiet about how and where to collaborate with a team. Why is I don't know why they do that. And that's why one of my slogans is, I'm giving you the keys. There are no gatekeepers here. Because a lot of the trainings are probably just to give you the fundamentals of the job. But honestly, marketing is the biggest part of the job, because if you're not marketing yourself, if you're not putting yourself out there, or your business or your brand, it doesn't necessarily have to be your face. How are you going to get business? And in the TC world, in the real estate world, referrals are a huge part of our business. So sometimes your work will just speak for itself. So that's a part of it. How and where to collaborate with a team. I'll give you 3 ways right now. Google Google real estate offices in your neighborhood. Do you know what kind of real estate you want to work in? Is it residential? Is it commercial? So just Google residential real estate offices in your zip code. You can either go directly to those offices and say, do you guys have a transaction coordinator? I'm open for hire. Can I leave a business card? Can I leave a flyer? Can I put mailers in everyone's mailbox? Can I do a presentation at your office? I also offer virtual assistants, whatever your offering is. You have to make yourself available and go to the business. No one's going to, when you take these training courses, no one's going to say, all right, now call these people. It's up to you. That's the self-employed. So if you are looking to collaborate with a team, you have to go searching for the business. You have to email and call these people on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And even after you've called them once, you're going to have to call them again. I don't know if you have a social media presence, but add them on social media, build a rapport with them. For example, I had reached out to a realtor, a top producing realtor here in the Bay Area, maybe about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, I reached out to her via Instagram. I added her at first, started watching her stuff, got to know her from a distance. And I was like, all right, let me DM her, or maybe I commented on a story or something. And I was like, hey, I like what you're doing here in the Bay Area. All right, I was like complimenting her in a genuine way. Don't be fake about it. Like, don't lie to people and say, I love what you're doing, and then you're just out there to take their money. Don't do that. To me, that's greedy. So anyway, we were DMing back and forth, and I just said, hey, I also happen to be a TC here in San Francisco. This is how many years of experience. If you ever need a TC, here's my info. I didn't say we need to work together, we need to collab. I just planted the seed. Right. And we went back and forth. I probably didn't message her and she didn't respond to me for about another year. I think a whole year went by, because at the time she was already working with a TC. She had her own brokerage. So she was like, I'm at capacity right now, but if anything opens up, I'll keep you in mind. And it was last year, and all I did was wish her a happy birthday out of true, genuine kindness of my heart. I was like, happy birthday, so-and-so. And she goes, hey, are you still a TC? And I said, yeah. She's like, here in the Bay Area? And I was like, yep. And she's like, I'm going through a huge transition right now. I let go of my whole team. I might be moving, but I have a couple of transactions I need your help on. Can you help me? And I said, absolutely. So just keep in mind, like, some of your business, may happen right away. Other parts of your business, you might have to nurture for years on end until they come around the corner. And her and I did 2 deals together, and then she ended up moving out of state to do business where I don't service. But what I'm getting at is, if you want to work and build your clientele, you have to go out of your way to initiate those conversations and put yourself out there. And you're going to have to, follow up. The funds are in the follow up, is what I tell people. Meaning, hey, hello, Jane Doe. Nice to meet you. I'm a transaction coordinator here in San Francisco. If you're ever in need of my services, feel free to reach out. here's a link to my website. That first introduction could be just you flat out marketing yourself. The other email could, or your first initial dialogue can just be you complimenting them. Because one thing we know about realtors and entrepreneurs is a little ego stroke goes a long way. And if you notice that they're doing certain things, it stands out. You know what I mean? And it's usually not how you start, it's how you finish. So if you're following up, you're showing persistence, because a key part of being a transaction coordinator is following up. So aside from, who are the closest offices in your neighborhood, who are, a lot of the realtors' emails and phone numbers are public on the website. So now it's up to you on how are you going to gather that information in order to contact them. Create a newsletter, create a weekly newsletter, create a social media campaign, or the whole premise is how can you make their life easier? So make that your pitch. It doesn't have to be hello words. It doesn't have to be this 20-page essay or PowerPoint. Screw that. Get to the point. Like your name, your phone number, your email, 5, maybe 10 bullet points of what you can offer. Your website, again, at the bottom. Maybe a little like fun fact about who you are, places you love to travel. Because one thing you might also one thing that also might resonate with them is that you guys have things in common. Oh, I love baseball. I love art. I love Beyonce. You know what I mean? Because it kind of removes some of those barriers to entry when it's strictly business, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps you. Bay Coast Travel, feel free to reach out. I talk about this stuff more in detail and more TC centered in my Patreon community platform. Link is in my profile. Right now it's only $7 a month to join. And I'm only promoting it to those that are like absolutely serious about this, this job. And because I find coming on here, sometimes the conversations can bounce, but for a more like focused, like get to the point, keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, silly. I don't believe in going the long way, or, I don't believe in like having to over-explain yourself. And the more, let the work speak for you, but also make sure you're being persistent and following up. And when you do work on transactions, if you notice that the other realtor doesn't have a TC, that's an opportunity. Join Facebook groups, put yourself out there like once a month. Hey, just friendly reminder, I'm a TC in FY, in San Francisco, California. If anyone needs a TC, let me know. Another way you could get business is something I've been doing lately, is just offering other TCs help. You don't have to always be the lead TC. If you're good at DocuSign, offer DocuSign services to other TCs. If you're good at uploading, organizing, those are services in itself. And you get enough, you could probably make the same amount you would on a single transaction. And you would have more flexibility because you could do everything from a laptop. If you're good at social media, a lot of TCs need help with social media. If you're good at editing, please make that known, like with videos and pictures and stuff like that. People need that. If you're good at photography, be a real estate photographer. If you like cleaning and organizing, if you like interior design, be a stager, be a home cleaner. There's an abundance of opportunities within real estate that you don't know where this is going to lead. You just have to start. And it's all up to you to go get that business. It's not up to anyone else, even if you take their course or their training, because we're all out here trying to eat. But I also don't believe in gatekeeping. So it's like, I'm not trying to be everyone's TC. We can both be transaction coordinators in San Francisco. I know how much I need to make. I know how many clients I need in order to survive. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So think about that. Take that into consideration. Apply it. Feel free to reach out again if you want to, sit down and do more like one-on-one coaching. I have services for that as well. If you want to just like really create a plan for the next quarter or even for next year, we can sit and do that, because it does not have to be complicated. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. That's what I was told when I first started working in real estate. It was like, this is not rocket science. So don't overthink it. Just be responsible, be on time, be respectful, and respond to emails. And stay on timeline. Obviously, there is more to that, but on a surface level, that's where I stand. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments. But I think I'm going to wrap up this live. If you want to send a gift, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support the brand, you can send gifts, subscribe, join my Patreon. It's up to you, or just follow along. Even a follow goes a long way. But I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm learning and growing as I go, and you guys are just witnessing it in real time, step by step. Even when I fall down or get back up, you guys are seeing it literally live. Like I talk about that stuff. And if you guys ever want more examples, or if you guys want me to get more in depth about these things, let me know. I could create content around it. I definitely will be answering. I put exclusive content every week in my Patreon. You can join for free, but I don't post too much for the free content. Crystal, she's a member. She can actually, if she wants to, she could speak on it a little bit. But I've only had the platform open for about a month, and I already see it just being my main hub of where anything TC will just live there. And I can work through ideas. I actually just shared a secret in my Patreon that is going to go public next week for the business. And it's cool. I like having like those exclusive, smaller communities that I can really just focus on. Oh, thank you so much, Crystal, for the heart puff. I appreciate you. I love that. Thank you so much. You just, I lost focus because I got so excited. I got a gift. But yeah, if you go to Bay Coast Travel, if you go to I know you've been in here. I'm sorry. I forgot your name. But if you go to my profile, just click on my photo and the link is right there. You could check it out. You could browse through it. I try not to post too much because I don't want to overwhelm you all. But even when it comes to the content that I post, I just like to keep it to the point and just be as direct as possible. I'm working on how I'm going to present the next few weeks of content to close out the year. But right now my goal is just to get to 10 members, and we can just rock together on a weekly basis. You also have access to my calendar if you ever want to get on a call with me. It's included in the Patreon. That way you can just get more focused attention on your specific business versus like, sometimes people will sign up for group things, but they're not good per se in a group setting, like with participating, which is fine because I want to give everyone an opportunity, to show up as they are. You don't have to change to be in my community. You don't have to participate. You could just be in the background learning, and if there's something, and I welcome everyone's feedback. If there's an area where you guys want me to talk about things like a certain topic more, I will do that. because this platform is about you guys. I'm just a facilitator. I'm just kind of like the vessel that's being used, in a good way to provide the information. Because it wasn't making sense for me to share all of the information I knew if some people were only coming in here for certain things. Whereas like having the Patreon, that's where I can talk about TC stuff all day. Here, I'll talk about money. I'll talk about my neighbor downstairs with the dog business. It's like sometimes I come on here to celebrate, to vent. But the Patreon, my TC community is reserved strictly for TC business. And just for you to all have like a reliable resource in the business, whether I can help you or I can just redirect you or guide you. That's what I want, which is like a safe, comfortable, fun space for us to grow together. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you guys got some value out of today's live. If you want to watch the replay, it's going to live on my YouTube channel. So everything is under the name Transaction Care. I appreciate each and every one of you. I go live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday. So I'll be back next Tuesday. What else? But yeah, to learn more, transactioncare.com is my main hub. And my name is Lily. This is Transaction Care. This has been another TC live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining, for chiming in. And, I hope I provided you with some value today to feel more confident in your decisions, to pursue real estate, to pursue self-employment, to just choose yourself, honestly, to choose you, to choose your why, and to feel more empowered to take whatever steps that you need to take in life. So thank you guys again. This is fun. I love doing this stuff. And I will catch you next week. I'm out of here. Take care all. Take care all. What am I thinking? Take care, everyone. Bye. Alrighty. So if you just saw that, I had some engagement on my TikTok, and we answered some questions about how to get some business, how to market yourself. So I hope you guys got some gems and some keys out of that. And until next week, I'm out of here. Thank you guys. My name is Lily. I already did the outro. So bye. Bye.